Well, good day, eh? And it's a great day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, so that can mean only one thing. Another Christmas video! So we're going back to the wonderful world of Rankin and Bass, and we're talking about the 2001 special, Santa Baby. So, like always, let's talk about the special first, and then we'll yammer on about it after. Alright, let's go! Okay, so this little feature starts off in New York City. We are on Heptune Street. Not the most amazing street. Some things are kind of run down. People in the neighborhood, are kind of mean to each other. Not the worst place, but not the best. But there are still some really good people on that street, like the little hero of our story, Dakota. She is a young girl with a really big heart. She's helping out with the animal shelter to get animals adopted. For Christmas, we meet Mr. Sweet, who apart from his name is really not that sweet. He is the superintendent of the neighborhood. He runs apartment buildings around the neighborhood, and he doesn't want no dirty animals in his apartments. Furs and feathers. Bah! So he's doing whatever he can to try to shut down this animal rescue adoption agency run by Mrs. Garcia. But of course Dakota loves helping out there because she loves animals and she loves helping. On her way home, she finds a bird that's like half frozen in the snow. And she's like, I'm gonna nurse this bird back to health because, that's how awesome I am. So it turns out this is a magical bird and it can speak human language. The bird's name is Melody Birdsong. And Melody is the bird, and not just a bird, a partridge. Not just a partridge, she is the partridge in a pear tree from the song 12 Days of Christmas. Beautiful tie-in to that old song. And it's like, hey, thanks kindly for helping me out, really appreciate it. Hey, you know what I'll do for you? I will grant you a wish. Great, the sky's the limit, man. A kid with a free wish for anything? And what does she want? She wants to help out her dad. Her dad, Noel, is a professional musician who is kind of in a rough spot and can't seem to get a hit song, writer's block and all. So she's like, hey Melody, can you help my dad write a hit song? Like, Noel is really miserable at this point. He's all like self-absorbed and so focused on this song that it's just causing him misery and depression. And it's making him push away his family and friends. And that just breaks Dakota's heart. So she wants her dad to be happy with the song, and that'll basically bring him back to the positive world, right? So Melody does a bunch of things to kind of crack him out of this funk he's in. Especially around Christmas time, what's the best way to get positivity in yourself? To become Santa. So she makes him a street Santa Claus, asking for charity money, to which he's almost too embarrassed to do. He doesn't really want to do it. He just wants a hit song now. So that kind of didn't go so well for him. So Melody has to up Noel's Santa game. She gets him to do other charitable things, such as doing a clothes donation drive. He delivers food to the senior center. And he even starts cleaning up the neighborhood. A lot of people in the neighborhood are noticing what he's doing, especially the cleanup process, and they're like, yeah, that's awesome. They're inspired, they help him out with the clean out, and that starts bringing everybody in the neighborhood closer together. They all gather in the park, they make a Christmas tree, like everyone's singing, everyone's having a great, awesome time. Everyone, that is, except for Noel. Because, what he's doing, it's great and all, but where's his hit song? He was promised a hit song. So he's still not happy. He's still wrapped in his misery. So Melody's all like, geez, eh? Do you know your daughter could have wished for anything, but she just wanted for you to be happy? And he's like, oh wow, that is such an unselfish thing. And here I am being completely selfish this whole time. So he kind of starts to see the error of his way, which is great. Mr. Sweet decided to flood the animal shelter, and that kicked all of the animals out on the street. So Noel decides, you know what? I'm going to show my daughter how much she means to me by fixing something that really means a lot to her. This animal shelter. He starts to fix it. Things go wrong, but people in the neighborhood come out and they're like, this guy's doing this helpy fixy stuff again for the rest of us. Let's help him out. And so they do. And he's so inspired by everything there that he does come up with his hit song. He starts writing his new song on the wall of the building. That's something I've gotten so much trouble for when I was a kid, but it works for him. At the end of it, kind of out of the blue, we found out that Melody was grooming Noel to be the replacement Santa Claus for the year because Santa Claus is injured. He can't make the trip this year. So Noel's story arc is complete. He goes from being so miserable and self-absorbed to being the embodiment of giving, Santa, and everyone has not just a Merry Christmas, but a Merry Forever After. So that's total beauty. And that's where our fantastic little story ends. So that was a pretty charming little special, right? With the classic tale of it's better to give than receive, especially to give your time to your family and friends, instead of just receiving grief from not being able to write a song. So it does seem to me a little reminiscent of It's a Wonderful Life. So much like George, Noel was having a crisis of self and it was consuming him completely. It wasn't till the end till he had the epiphany of you know what? I can't be so self-absorbed into myself and my own things that I want. I have to be looking out for, my family, my friends. And that's when everything got better for him. And also kind of for George as well in Wonderful Life. So it is wonderful. There was some other subplots that just kind of happened or kind of didn't happen, depends which one. Like let's say with Mr. Sweet. He's that kind of stereotypical superintendent who has strict rules and everybody has to follow them or else. And he did have a slight bit of a redemption arc in there. Of course, he didn't want any animals or anything in his apartments, but at the end he was gifted a cat and that kind of made him a little happier and he softened up on his rules. We also briefly found out that he was actually a really nice guy, but then he lost his wife and then he became miserable kind of jerk after. Right? So we did get some info on the guy, but if that could have been fleshed out, I think it could have been better. But I guess they only have so much time. Also, at one point he did say,
messy, messy, messy.
And that kind of reminded me of Professor Hinkle from Frosty the Snowman when he said,
messy, messy, messy.
Not quite the same, but technically a callback, Also with Noel being the stand-in Santa Claus, I did not see that coming. That kind of came out of the blue. Of course, when you see it happen and you think back on everything he did and I guess what Melody's mission was, and why she was out in the snow, it's okay, I guess it makes sense. You never got any sense of that. You just got a sense of, he's gonna make a great song, he's gonna help out his neighborhood, which in itself is awesome. But I guess another Christmas surprise, so hey, that was pretty wonderful. And I totally didn't forget to record this part earlier, but Noel had a secondary Santa Claus experience, which is a nice little subtle nod to some classic Rankin and Bass Christmas specials. In the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa fulfilled a promise of delivering the misfit toys to a bunch of different houses. And Noel did the same thing here. With all the animals from the animal adoption center that was flooded, he made a promise to help them out, and as Santa Claus, he delivered them to a bunch of different houses as Christmas gifts. So right on. And of course his name, Noel, which is spelled the same way as Noel, which is, as we all know, another word for Christmas. But this one would not be a part of the main Rankin and Bass Christmas cinematic universe as I've shown in my other videos, but it is part of that Rankin and Bass world, right? Especially with the fact that Noel, helped out Santa Claus. That is a concept that kind of had some fruition. So, Santa works in magical ways. To have a bird find his replacement, why not? So all in all, pretty good little special. Really good music in it too. So definitely check it out. So one fantastic thing about all the Rankin and Bass Christmas specials is that a lot of them were based on an existing Christmas song, and this one is no different. So if you couldn't figure it out by the title of the movie, this one was a clear reference to the classic Christmas song Santa Baby, which was originally sang by Eartha Kitt in 1954. And that's pretty awesome because Eartha Kitt does voice one of the characters in this special. She does the voice of Dakota's cat Emerald, which again is really awesome because if you think of Eartha Kitt and cats, you can't help but automatically think about the time she spent doing Catwoman on the original Batman show from the 60s. So all of that is just perfect. Yeah, I had to throw that in. That's one of the really awesome things about this one too. You have Eartha Kitt, who is a phenomenal singer. The rest of the main cast are all phenomenal singers as well. Patti LaBelle, Vanessa Williams, Gregory Hines. And this Christmas special did also include a soundtrack with all these artists doing the singing on it, which is great. It also includes the character Noel's melody-inspired song, Heart and Soul of Christmas. So you can live this special up by cranking that beauty song every Christmas. So this was the first Rankin and Bass Christmas special that was done in 16 years. The last one it did previous to this was 1985's Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. So Rankin and Bass shut down their production company in 1987, and that would be one of the reasons why the animation style is so incredibly different from this one as opposed to the classic Rankin and Bass specials. There was definitely a unique art style to all the other Rankin and Bass specials, and Santa Baby has a completely different art style to it. Probably mostly because you don't want to keep up with the times, I guess. Also, yeah, if Rankin and Bass kind of shut things down, what can you do? So Perisphere Productions were the ones who kind of did all the heavy lifting here, and of course they got Pacific Animation Company from Japan to do the animation for it. One of the co-writers to this special was Suzanne Collins, and if you don't know who she is, you'll probably recognize her by some of her work. Mostly, she was the writer for The Hunger Games. So you got a talented cast and talented writers on this. Pretty awesome. This special here, of course, was the last special to be produced by Rankin and Bass. Shortly after this special was released, the partnership between Rankin and Bass has ended, and the Rankin and Bass specials going forward as we know it will not be the same. Of course, after this special, there was kind of a rebirth of Rankin and Bass characters and stories, but those new ones did not have Rankin and Bass involved in it. So Santa Baby is an awesome Christmas special. It is also the end of the Rankin and Bass era, and well, they definitely left a wonderful legacy behind them, and I guess things are still merry and bright. Right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video, and if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, feel free to do so, or anything else, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks.